Assalamu alaikum students and welcome back to new video. Today we are going to discuss about modern forms of money. In the chapter money and trading, earlier we have seen about the barter system and then after medium of exchange, money, right? So those basic things we have seen earlier, and today we are going to discuss about the modern forms of money. Money, as we know that we utilize it in our day-to-day transactions. So what are the modern forms of money? So there are two modern forms of money. First, currency, and the second one, deposits. Let's check them in detail. So modern forms of money include currency. Currency, that means paper notes and coins. Unlike before we know that medium of exchange, mostly those time precious things were used. Gold, silver, diamond, gems, stones, etc. And some kind of things like cattle, grains also were used. But nowadays in currency, those things I mean to say that here paper notes and coins, they are not valuable. Yes, basically they have values. Why so? I'll tell you. But here money, paper note or coins, they are from common metals. Unlike before gold or silver or something, no, not now. So here they are neither of everyday use nor of precious things. So the modern currency actually today we use, but they don't have their own use. Mean to say that if you have coin, you can use as a medium of exchange. Apart of it, you can't use it elsewhere. It doesn't have any use. Similar, a paper note you have. No matter 2000 rupees note you have, yes, if you can use for making transaction, that is valuable. But if you don't want to make transaction, if you can't use as medium of exchange, that is nothing more than just piece of paper. That experience we have after the demonetization, after the ban of 500 rupees notes and 1000 rupees notes. We realized that currency notes are just pieces of papers, nothing more than it. But still, we people, means everyone living in the country, they accept currency notes, right, as medium of exchange. Why? You can accept, right? If you want to sell something, right, you will accept, definitely you will accept money, paper notes, right? And when we buy, we also give the same thing. Why so? So why this notes accepted as medium of exchange? Reason is clear, because those notes and coins, that means modern forms of money, currencies. So currencies accepted as medium of exchange because currency is authorized by the government of respective country. Different country has different currencies. Like in India, we have Indian rupees, short form called INR, Indian rupees. Similar, different countries have their own currencies. Like in United States of America, they have their currency, we call it dollar. USD, US dollar. Canada has Canadian dollar, right? In Europe, most of the countries which are the part of the European Union, they have common currency called euro, right? Similar, China, alright, Russia, China, Russia ruble. So they have their own currencies, and those currencies authorized by the respective government. Indian rupee is authorized by the government of India, that is legal authorized. So here there are conditions are there. For instance, in India, the Reserve Bank of India issues currency on behalf of the government of India. Remember this thing, in India, the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, issues currency notes on behalf of the government of India. Itself, it cannot issue, but on behalf of the government of India. That is why you can see that Bharatiya Reserve Bank, the Reserve Bank of India, the Indian government, as well as those notes actually guaranteed by the governor of RBI, which is appointed person by the government of India. Right? So you are well aware about the currency notes. And about currency coins in India, because in currency I mentioned two things, notes and coins. In notes in India are issued by the Reserve Bank of India, while coins by the Finance Department, Finance Ministry of India issues coins. Alright, so here about the issuing currencies. Similar like in America, Federal Reserve Bank of America, right? It issues currency notes for USA. So different countries, they have their own central bank which issues currency. Alright. More apart from it, in India only the RBI can issue the currency. Other than it, that is no one can. If you want to issue, can't. You all, I think most of you are aware about the bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies, which are not legalized by any of the government in the world. But still, today Bitcoin is the highest valuable currency in the world. But in most of the countries that is illegal. In India that's illegal. Because the Indian government, our constitution does not allow any organization or any individual to issue currency. That is why that is illegal. That is first thing. Only and only the RBI can issue the currency note, and that also on behalf of the government of India. That's all. Second, the law legalizes the use of currency. In every country, they have law, and through law their currencies are legalized. Similar in India, the Indian rupees legalized by the law. Means anyone has to accept Indian rupee as the medium of exchange. No one can refuse it. Legally can't. Illegally possibly may can, but legally can't. So here rupee as medium of exchange, that is legalized for the payment, that cannot be refused in settling transactions in India. And if anyone does so, that considered as legal offense, crime. And if you do so, that crime, that is considered as crime, and it may take you in jail. That is true, because that is offense, legal offense. So hence the rupee is widely accepted as medium of exchange. Though they are merely pieces of papers and some particles of metals, right? Small pieces of metals, but they have values. Reason why does money contain value? Why it has value? Reason is that first authorized by the government, alright? And this currency authorized by the government as well as legalized by the law. So no one can refuse it, and we have trust in it. Right? So this is about the first modern form of money, that is currency. Now let's talk about the second modern form of money, deposits. Money we know that we utilize, and people earn in different way. Some people earn in business, some people earn in their job, monthly they get salary. So not all the people earn enough. Some people earn less than their need, some people earn more than their need. Right? So people, those who have money more than their need, what do they do with the money? Generally, people, some portion of money they keep as just a security deposit at home. Means anytime in any emergency can be used. Small portion of money. Some portion they keep for their daily expenses, day-to-day expenses, right? To buy vegetables, milk, and etc. Daily expenses. And remaining money, which they won't use in general condition, they won't use. They don't need it. So people keep it as deposits in bank. That means people that deposit their money in banks. So banks will provide them deposit services. Means bank accept their money and banks keep their money safe. So your money safe with bank. Correct? Second, and in return, first of all, bank keeps your money safe, and plus extra benefit, bank gives you interest. Means some amount annually, periodically, it pays you in your account. Right? Why so? That I will discuss you in the next topic. But this thing we know, money is safe in bank, and bank pays us some amount of interest. So here in this way, people's money is safe with bank and earns small amount of interest. People also have the provision to withdraw the money. When we deposit, what if suddenly I need money? Suddenly I want to buy a vehicle. Of course I need money. I don't have that much money in my pocket or in my wallet. Right? So yes, if I have in bank, so that is my right? When I need money, I should get from the bank. Yes, that provision we have. That means, if you need money, if you have deposited your money in bank, and if you need money, you can withdraw from bank. So bank is bounded on that. Anytime on your demand, bank has to provide your money. Anytime, few conditions are there, like during the working hours, working days and working hours. Right. Apart from working days and working hours, you can use automated teller machine, 24 hours ATM. Right. That is other facilities provided by the bank, as well as nowadays online methods also provided by the bank. So let's talk about online methods and some other way to withdraw money. So here first of all you understand that since the deposit with bank accounts can be withdrawn on demand, or deposit can be withdrawn on demand, so those deposits are called demand deposits. Or deposits can be withdrawn on demand. That is why these bank deposits are called demand deposits. Now, demand deposits offer some interesting facilities, like I just mentioned, automated teller machine like ATM, check, and nowadays new methods already came, which are basically called online methods. There are various methods to transfer money online, withdraw money online. Alright, so let's check about the check facility first. So check facility, that means it leads the essential characteristics of money as medium of exchange. So payment being made by checks instead of cash. If we have large amount of money, generally for safety purpose, we prefer to pay in check. So what is check? So check is paper instructing bank. Check is paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person's account to the person. Specific amount to the person's account to the person in whose name the check has been issued. What does it mean? Means check is a paper instructing the bank, right, to pay specific amount from the person's account to the person on whose name the check has been issued. Okay, let me explain about the check here first before we go ahead. I will provide you check here on the description box below, but let's try to understand here what is check. Kind of piece of paper here, pay. Here, pay rupees invoice. Rupees here in numbers. Here words, here number. So pay here X, Y, Z. Here name of the person to whom you want to pay money. So we are instructing back that pay money to this person. Alright? How much? Like 1,000. 1,000 only. Here. So how do we instruct the bank? So generally here or here, name of the bank with address. Name of the bank and address. Here name. Here your name is account holder's name. Account number. This places of detail may vary, right? In different bank, sometimes they write account holder's name and account number here, and bank's name here. So those details are there. Details are same, but their places may differ. Here, number of check. Here some codings for the bank use, and here signature of account holder. So this is about the check. How? Let me explain how can we transfer money, transfer deposit to check. For example, there is one entrepreneur, one businessman, right? And he has shop. He has shop of electronics, and he has to pay some amount to his supplier. But amount is used 10 lakh rupees. How to pay? In cash. In cash, how to pay? Difficult, right? And risky, and possibly it's not convenient. So here is the solution. That person can issue check on the name of his supplier amount, whatever amount is that, like 10 lakh rupees here for example, right? And signature. And this check that person, if carries in a bank, this paper can be cash. This check can be converted into cash, right? Because this paper is instructive. Because this account holder has this money with this bank, and this check instructing this bank to pay some amount of money to this person on whose name the check has been issued. Alright? Now there is one more provision to avoid fraud. Here, cross check. Cross check. Here we mark cross line and write there account pay. Account pay. So if you can read here account pay. What does it mean? If this kind of cross check cannot convert it into cash, but this amount will deposit. This amount will deposit on this person's bank account. If he doesn't have bank account, this paper can't be used. Understood this? And without cross check, it can be converted into cash. So this is about the check, one of the most convenient and widely used for deposits. Apart from it, we know that nowadays we use the most convenient method. Those are the online transactions, like UPI transactions, right? Through wallet like Paytm and other forms of transactions. So through those medium, we generally refer them as online methods. Internet banking, NEFT, IMPS, nowadays RTGS also available online, right? So through those medium, we can transfer our deposits to other account, to other persons. So here deposits also pay role as money. That is why we call two forms of money, right? First, that currency we have seen. In currency, notes we use to exchange things. As medium of exchange, we use notes and coins. And here, we also use the deposits. Like generally, I purchase fuel, right, for my vehicle. I rarely use cash. I use credit card. Those plastic money also use the deposits, debit card or credit card I use. So those debit cards and credit cards, they are actually we utilize deposits, plastic money, right? So debit card, that transact my deposit from my account to that seller's account, that fuel pump's account, right? So that is a transaction made by deposits. I don't use currency but money, but which form of money? Deposits. So thus we see that demand deposits share the essential feature of money. The facility of check against demand deposit make possible directly settle payments without the use of cash. And similar like checks, as I mentioned, plastic money and electronic form, also we call that online forms of deposits. Those are just mediums of transfer deposits. Since demand deposits are accepted widely as means of payment along with the currency, because nowadays we know that Digital India and all those promotion, those deposits widely acceptable in India as well as in other parts of the world. So we know that we have now international debit cards. So if you go abroad, if you want to buy food or something, you can utilize your debit card. So your bank deposit can be used there in other country. Alright? So those are the features of deposit. While direct money, if you carry Indian rupees, that's not possible everywhere to give direct Indian rupee to the seller. Suppose if you want to buy a meal for yourself, but they won't accept Indian rupee in America, in Singapore or elsewhere, but that card is accepted, right? So those are actually benefits of deposits. So here banks play important role, but for the deposits here banks are important. They are central figures. So there will be no demand deposit and no payment by check against the deposit if no banks. So the modern forms of money, currency and deposits are closely linked to the working of banks, right? So banks we know and how they function. Mainly here their main role currencies and in deposits. So here about modern forms of money, currency and deposits. Further, one more feature of banks, loan. Here we are talking about money. In next video, we'll discuss about credit. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.